This is Davis, California, a pleasant town where an important breakthrough has been made in the quality of American city life. This was the first American city to recognize the need of its citizens to use bicycles in their regular daily transportation and to provide them a safe and well-planned system of bicycle thoroughfares within the city. Davis was the first to provide a comprehensive and effective citywide system of bikeways to help its people enjoy a better way of living. Leaving the freeway and entering Davis, the motorist sees a large sign telling him that this California city has 18,000 bicycles. Considering that its population is only 24,000, probably no other city in the United States has as high a proportion of its citizens owning bicycles and using them as a regular means of transportation. When the number of bicycles in Davis first began to grow dramatically, it became clear that something had to be done in traffic planning to afford safety to the cyclists and to maintain convenience for motorists and cyclists alike. What was needed was some way to separate bicycles from automobiles, and the plan adopted included several elements. Bicycle paths completely separate from streets and roads, bicycle lanes designated on existing streets, and bicycle routes, a selection of streets and roads to be shared by bicycles and cars. Bike riding facilities became the central issue in a city election of 1966, and the pro-bikeway candidates won. Soon after that, the first bike lanes were established along the sides of existing wide streets. Since that time, Davis has been developing a bicycle transportation network that is probably unique in the United States. New housing tracts in the city are required to set aside space for bicycle paths separated from traffic, and a special act was passed by the California Assembly to enable the city to formulate traffic regulations for bicycles. It is important to realize that the bicycles are not merely used for recreational purposes. They are an important part of the transportation system. On one heavily trafficked street, traffic counts during the summer with few university students in town show that bicycles represented 40% of all traffic. During the rush hour, 90% of all riders are adults.
Well, I like it because, well, for health reasons and because it's economical and can save on gas and wear and tear on the car.
But I myself use the bike lanes when I ride with my own family in the Davis community.
The community couldn't do without the bicycle path systems we have now. We have approximately 26,000 registered bicycles in the community. Without the bicycle lanes, the traffic congestion would be almost unbearable, particularly in the downtown areas.
I guess I basically ride because it's enjoyable. I like getting up in the morning and going out on the bike path, and it's not the busy hassle that you have with traffic in a car.
When you have 100 to 150 bicycles traveling down one particular street at one time, along with your normal vehicular traffic, it would be almost impossible to travel to and from one place without your normal bicycle lanes, which are in all the downtown areas.
Not only has Davis improved its traffic situation, it has also changed the whole lifestyle of its people toward cleaner, healthier living. People are enjoying themselves more. They are riding economically, safely, and keeping their city freer of pollution. Transportation authorities estimate from traffic surveys that 43% of all U.S. commuter trips are of less than 4 miles, and 60% are within 5 miles. This is certainly within easy range for a bicycle. Further research by transportation professor Richard A. Rice of Carnegie Mellon University has revealed that most urban autos make over 2,000 trips per year of 2 miles or less. And of course, it is precisely these low-speed, short-hop trips that are the least efficient for gasoline engines. And Davis, California is only one example of the boom in bicycle riding facilities. The first major bikeway in America was pioneered as early as 1961 in Homestead, Florida, by members of the nation's first Dr. Paul Dudley White Bicycle Club. Citizens wanted to provide a safer way for their children to bicycle to and from school. This was the beginning of bike routes, a careful selection of streets and roads that bicycles could most effectively share with motor vehicles for maximum safety and convenience. Since the opening of the 25-mile Homestead Bikeway, other greater Miami communities have created additional routes, which, when incorporated with the metropolitan Dade County system, will provide over 100 miles of well-marked roadways available for safe, scenic cycling. Nationwide, there are now more than 250,000 miles of present or proposed bikeways. The state of Wisconsin has an extensive 300-mile statewide bikeway system made up of 5 distinctive and charming sections. Bikeways are laid out on hard-surfaced backcountry roads which wind through countless small towns and villages. One section, called the Elroy Sparta Trail, is completely separated from any motor vehicle roadway to affords maximum safety and beauty for recreational cycling. This section, also known as the Old Railroad Trail, is so popular that it's been designated as a national recreational trail. It was laid out on an old abandoned railroad right-of-way. The city of Chicago has completed more than half of its 34-mile Phase 1 bicycle route plan. Eventually, Chicago will have a 250-mile system that will include all 3 forms of bikeway system. The Class 3 bikeway is a bike route where bicycles and cars share a right-of-way designated by signs or other markers. The Class 2 bikeway is a lane of restricted right-of-way on an existing street, with the surface marked to indicate the exclusive or semi-exclusive use of bicycles. Sometimes even existing sidewalks have been used for this purpose. The Class 1 bikeway is a completely separated right-of-way designated for the exclusive use of bicycles. Any total city bikeway system naturally involves the use of all 3 types of bikeways. This is true in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, and a city in which thousands of persons enjoy a bikeway system which is great for both pleasure riding and daily commuting. A Washington neighbor, however, Columbia, Maryland, has the advantage of being a new town, a community completely planned and built in the mid-20th century. Thus, its transportation plan has a bikeway system which reflects the most up-to-date bikeway engineering available. Systems of this type really work to improve the quality of life for a city by reducing the congestion of its motor traffic and the resultant air and noise pollution. Columbia was modeled on a new town in England, Stevenage. In Stevenage, 30 miles from London, a full third of the commuting is done by cyclists and pedestrians. 4,000 workers and children use the bikeways daily. Intersections are grade separated and night lighted for complete safety and convenience. What an impact a fully developed system like this would have on the freshness of the air in any vigorous, dynamic city. Some of our European friends have shown us the way in this for generations. Internationally, the bicycle has long been a significant part of urban transportation systems. In the Netherlands, there are 8 million bicycles in a country of 13 million people. And in the cities, 70% of the movement is by pedestrians and bicycles. In America, as around the world, the bicycle is being massively rediscovered by people. Now, Americans are buying every year more new bicycles than new automobiles. Throughout the 70s, this pattern will continue by ever-increasing margins if safer riding facilities are made available. Yes, the people themselves have taken the initiative toward more pedal power and less motor power. For a cleaner environment, for better health, for greater personal economy and convenience. The people themselves have rediscovered the bicycle as a convenient, economical, and pleasant vehicle for utility transportation as well as for pleasure riding. All across the land, enthusiastic people are urging better bikeway systems. Leaders in city government, traffic engineering, city planning, cycling organizations, ecology groups, and the news media. Princeton, New Jersey's bikeway system calls for 39 total miles, of which more than 20 miles is planned for transportational use. The universities, when they are developing bicycle commuter systems, are doing a great service to the communities to which their students will return after graduation. It's not surprising that college students and faculty have been providing leadership in this new trend of increased bicycle commuting. It's practical and economical. They have a concern about the environment and the energy crisis. Their commuting distances are generally short, and they seldom need a motor vehicle for longer trips during the workday. On a bike, it only takes about 18 minutes to ride 5 miles over average terrain and at a comfortable moderate speed of 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's not uncommon in heavy traffic to take longer than that in an automobile. In the purchase of an automobile, either new or used, it's normal and natural to register the title. In hundreds of cities and towns where the bicycle is being taken seriously as a legal road vehicle, it is also becoming commonplace to register bicycles by placing the brand and serial number, along with the owner's name and address, into a computerized national network. As with automobiles, this system helps police trace a recovered vehicle, even if it has crossed city or state boundaries. The registration sticker also serves as a warning to the potential thief that this bike can be positively identified and linked to its true owner. This is a very real deterrent. Most bicycle dealers, whether independent cycleries or large mercantile stores, are happy to cooperate with police in issuing bike registrations. Scout troops, cycling clubs, and other service organizations also assist police in the vast job of registering all those bicycles already in use. In some states, registration forms are available in motor vehicle bureaus. Many cities are putting real substance into their already ordinanced bicycle license programs by combining them with the national registration system. An outstanding example of this is the Regional Uniform Bicycle Registration Program being developed by Notre Dame University, South Bend, Indiana, and Mishawaka, Indiana. Certain basic safety standards are also evolving along with the bicycle's more significant role in the transportation mix. As we have seen, many bikeway planners are wisely utilizing some sidewalk routes. In Ann Arbor, Michigan, for example, this concept is being widely and very effectively used. Curb cuts and safer drainage grates are a modest bikeway investment. But to use this kind of route safely and responsibly, a bike must have a bell or horn. You wouldn't drive a car without a horn, would you? And you wouldn't drive a car without headlights, would you? Then why ride a bike without a light? And where a street has a bike lane, cyclists should ride in it. If cyclists want the cooperation of motorists, then they should be responsible, courteous, and alert. And they, too, should obey all traffic regulations: stoplights, stop signs, one-way streets. You probably keep your car in better condition than you keep your bike. If you take your bike seriously as a vehicle, you'll also keep it clean, lubricated, tires properly inflated. This should be checked about once a week. And finally, the bike commuter is a realist about his bike. He knows it's no match for an automobile in an accident. He also knows that on his bike he is not always as visible as in his car. One thing that helps on this is the use of a touring flag. The bike commuter also soon learns that if his bike is to be useful without becoming unsafe, he needs some kind of practical carrying device. The University of Illinois is only one example from among America's many great Midwestern universities where even without tropical year-round sunshine, an estimated 15,000 bicycles are in use for daily commuting. Again, excellent bikeway planning and a serious program of regulation and enforcement are making the bicycle a viable part of the transportation system. Until recently, the only possible way of leaving Sausalito, California, was by motorized vehicle on freeways. By working with various authorities, Marin County now has a 24-mile bikeway system running through the county, crossing the Golden Gate Bridge, and connecting with the 22 miles of bike routes in San Francisco. This system came about through the cooperation of the cities in the area, the State Highway Department, 2 water companies, a railroad, the Golden Gate Bridge Authority, and the Department of the Army. This bikeway system is growing rapidly as additional peninsula communities add their links to the system. Menlo Park, Palo Alto, San Jose, right on down the coast. The Bay Area Rapid Transit provides bike lockers for the convenience of their passengers. These well-designed lockers provide security as well as protection from weather. Sacramento, the capital of California, provides an outstanding example of bikeway development through the use of existing rights-of-way. The first part of this system is the American River Bikeway, a paved route along the levees of the American River, the utility company right-of-way, an old abandoned railroad right-of-way. Denver is another excellent example of advanced city, county, and regional planning to take advantage of latent assets. Using city parks, river corridors, utility rights-of-way, and carefully selected streets to lay out a truly comprehensive set of bicycle commuting routes into the center city. The roster of progressive bikeway cities grows constantly. New York City with its Central Park system. Phoenix with a system utilizing trails along irrigation canals. Dayton with another river corridor project to link existing suburban and city systems into an overall regional plan of vast scope. San Diego, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, Fullerton, Costa Mesa, and Newport Beach. In 1971, the state of Oregon passed a landmark bill which requires the State Highway Commission, cities and counties to spend at least 1% of their highway revenue on footpaths and bicycle trails. This will revolutionize transportation in the state of Oregon, and for only 1% of state highway funds. The economics of bicycle transportation are exceptionally favorable. For example, 1 mile of freeway costs $4 million to construct and $17,000 per year to maintain. Even 1 mile of secondary highway costs $500,000 to construct and over $11,000 per year to maintain. 1 mile of the finest Class 1 bikeway can cost as little as $8,000 to construct and as little as $500 per year to maintain. The practical, specific steps needed for developing or improving a community bikeway system are detailed fully in numerous publications now available. There is a comprehensive study by the state of California which provides detailed specifications and procedures. The Oregon State Highway Division has published the booklet of bikeway standards and guidelines, available from the Bicycle Institute of America. An excellent booklet's available from the Federal Department of Transportation. These and many others are listed in a directory packaged with this film. Mr. Claude Brinegar, Secretary of the United States Department of Transportation, is providing positive leadership in the national development of better and more extensive bikeways.
The bicycle is making a comeback in America. Today, bicycles outsell automobiles in the United States as more and more people, young and old, rediscover the benefits of cycling. Today's lightweight, high-performance bicycles are ideal for neighborhood errands, for short urban trips, and for exercise and leisure. As a low-cost substitute for a second family car, the bicycle serves the household budget, conserves the nation's gasoline supplies, and preserves the environment. At the United States Department of Transportation, we're working for the greater development of bikeways in urban and suburban areas alike. Federal funds are available to assist in the planning and construction of bike paths to relieve congestion, reduce pollution, and increase the safety of bicycle travel. In restoring the bicycle to adult popularity, we are recycling an old and basic form of transportation, giving it new utility and purpose.
Yes, the bicycle offers no pollution, low upkeep, no noise, small space use, reliability, non-congestion, healthful exercise, and fun. Take the initiative now to see to it that your community enjoys the benefits of its own bikeway system for better living.